Oh my god, I'm so done. I've literally recorded this video about 5 times. I just did one which was 40 minutes long. The next one was like 30 minutes long. I keep going off on tangents and just talking so much shit. Anyway, I'm gonna try this again. So, number 1, I'm doing gameplay because I've got a big burn on my face. So I don't want to do a vlog right now because I don't want you guys staring at my fucking burn and not paying attention to what I have to say. Secondly, I'm going on holiday tomorrow for a week to Dubai, so there won't be any videos for a bit. And I think it's a good time to upload this video anyway because then I'm gonna like even look at YouTube for a week. Like, videos up, make of it as you will. So yeah, let me start off by saying I have left the creatures as of this video. Like, I am out. I do not want to be the next, you know, Z or Spoon. And don't get me wrong, like, if Z and Spoon are fine with being part of the group, but, you know, not really, if that makes sense, in my opinion, then that's fine. Like, if they're happy with that, that's what they want to do, then more power to them. Like, if they want to do that, then I understand completely. But me, I don't like it. I almost, and again, I guess by saying this, I'm almost insulting Z and Spoon, but I think it's kind of embarrassing, if I'm honest. Like, I don't want to fucking be part of a company if I'm just like some little goon in England, like no one fucking gives a shit about. Which leads me into the points why I'm leaving. And again, I'm going to try and condense this as much as possible because seriously, these videos I've been talking about so many things that happened and incidents and all this stuff and so much shit, but I'm just going to like try and condense it to just points. Okay? So point number 1 is that I didn't leave when on the hub when it was like, you know, Dexter came out to England because, one, I didn't want to cause drama. I really didn't want to cause drama at all. And by me just being part of the group and just coming back here and whatever, it's fine. But however, it doesn't matter anyway because I always end up talking about this shit all the time. I always talk about it on Twitch. I always just like say stuff all the time. So it's like, well, the drama thing hasn't really worked out, has it? Secondly, a big reason as well was because I still wanted to do stuff for the hub. I still wanted to be part of stuff. I figured, you know, maybe they could commission me for shows, kind of like how Joe does Joe of painting. They could do just anything, whatever the fuck. I don't mind it, but I work best when I'm not at that office. Like, I feel like I could do stuff for the guys. That's what she said, way smashed. But that hasn't happened. They haven't even bothered to contact me about any of that stuff, which, you know, is fine. They're busy as fuck, like with this Rooster Teeth stuff and whatever. And the reason why I'm like, fuck this now is because I actually did message yesterday and saying pretty much, is there any point me being in this? Like, are you gonna give me shit? And he hasn't replied. There are a bunch of people I actually still do speak to and my friends, but like a business standpoint, like it makes no sense for me to be part of this group. Like, what do I get out of this apart from being embarrassed, really? It's just like the side goon. Like, I'm not interested in that. I just don't want to be associated, I guess, like anymore. Like, I don't want to have that stress of being asked all the fucking time, like, what's wrong with the creatures? And then I end up, like, you know, talking about it. And after, like, instead of talking about it on stream, then I'm like, oh, fuck, someone's probably going to post this on Reddit. Then I have to delete my stream. Because I don't want to piss people off or, like, you know. I fucking hate the bullshit. I hate, like, the hiding behind stuff. Like, not saying the truth because of drama. Like, I literally have no reason to lie right now. Like, before, like... And to be honest, there is a counter to this because why am I not talking to the guys about this? Why am I not, you know, talking to them about my problems or whatever? And the reason for that is simple, because I don't talk to any of them about this shit, really. None of them give a fuck, and even when I did talk to them about this in the past, it didn't matter. And either way, I feel like you guys should know the reasons why I left and the problems I had and everything, and why, you know, I didn't like it. And again, this is me leading off into why I'm leaving the creatures and why I didn't enjoy it. I was never actually a creature, man. I was an employee. I was whatever. I was an employee. At first, it was really cool. It was a big deal. I was like, oh man, I'm a creature. This is a big deal. I'm with my friends. This is cool. Then obviously, you know, I start stuff on Twitter. The fans hate me. Like, I can't be myself. Constantly being asked to not say stuff, censor myself. And it fucking got to me. And then I move out to America. And then, you know, Jordan, James, Alex, and Dan, they're all bosses, right? So yeah, I had 4 bosses essentially who were my friends. And honestly, it sparked a lot of tension. But it wasn't good though, because they never treated me like that before as an employee. They treated me as an equal, and I felt equal. But the second I moved out there, they just treated me completely different. I would never have gone out there if I knew that's how it would have been. And again, I don't mean to throw them under the bus, but for the most part, they fucking abuse that power like a lot. And they would be very hypocritical. They would say, don't do this, don't do that. Do some really questionable things. and always have a go at me for stuff, yet they're doing almost worse than me half the fucking time. And that just to really annoy me. But again, I didn't want to cause drama, I didn't want to cause shit, I just moved out there and it was my new job, I didn't want to fuck it up. So I bit my tongue and I got on with it. And it reached the point though when, you know, you can't handle it anymore, you're fucking sick of it. Like everything in life, you get sick of it after a while, you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. And you can really tell if you watch the Road to E3 videos, watch those, I'm fucking miserable, man. There was also 2 big incidents that happened. Again, I'm not gonna go into it. There was one that I fucked up on, which was really bad. It was a big thing actually, and I really feel really bad, but I apologized for it afterwards and then we were fine. And I've also fell out with somebody there. And honestly, our friendship has never ever been the same since, which is a shame. We're friends now, but it's never like, nothing like how it was before. So it's a shame really, and that's just because of fucking, you know, a boss and employee, whatever, like it just, a lot of tension all the fucking time. I'm only scratching the surface of all the stuff. Now, I'm not saying that the whole experience was AIDS, because it wasn't. There were a lot of good positive moments, like I really enjoyed hanging out with the guys. I loved going out, like drinking with them. I loved my American lifestyle. Like I was just, you know, like I said, single Englishman in America. Like I'm living the life really. It was fucking awesome. Honestly, I had problems from the start, and I think that the biggest problem was me just they kept trying to change me all the goddamn time. Like, you shouldn't say this, act like this, do that, and I look back and I'm like, Dex, what the fuck were you thinking with your life? Why did you even let these guys manipulate you and try and change you into this person that isn't you, like this actor? Because they're all very different off camera. So the second the camera goes on, you know, they're completely different people. They're acting essentially, and I don't like that shit. Like, I want to be me. I love my personality, I love what I'm about. And if people don't like that, then whatever, it's not a big deal. Now, people aren't gonna like everyone. But the problem is though, you kind of have to with this group. Like, it almost like a big deal that these fans loved me and they had to love me, but it's their own fault though for making their fucking content trying to be family friendly and beat around the bush with like everything, not communicating with fans, not telling them what's up, like all this shit. So now it makes sense, right? They want to change me for their company because they want to be family friendly and they want to be able to get, you know, companies, you know, want to do content with them. It makes complete sense. I'm not even disputing that. Obviously, I didn't like it, but it makes sense from their point of view as owners, as a company. However, when it's not to do with a company, then it's a big deal. And what I mean by that is I went to a party and I got really drunk. It was a party. It was fucking like a friend or an employee and they're like, whatever. And I've met them before and we're at a party. I got a bit leery, I'll be honest. I was drunk. And the next day, they sat me down and had a meeting about it. That I couldn't get that drunk or I couldn't do this at a fucking party in my social time. In my own personal time. Like, what the fuck? Like, what, so I can't go to a club and, like, get drunk? Are you kidding me? Because it represents the company? That was the turning point where I was like, what the hell is this? And the thing is, what's worse is, I wasn't even that bad. I wasn't even that bad. Like, that was just ridiculous. That was when I remember telling my brother about it. He was just like, fucking losers. Especially since I've seen a lot of them worse than me and done way more worse things when they're drunk and fucked up. So as well as trying to change me at work, they're trying to change me, like, as an actual person in my social life. And, you know, balls to that. That is not what I'm about. The reason that sparked me making this video and just like, you know what, I'm done, is because I saw the video of them with the 4 groups. There was a Let's Play group, the Screw Attack group, Achievement Hunter, and the Creatures. And I was looking at that and I was like, wow, that video is fucking awesome. Like, I really enjoyed watching that video. The video was fucking great, and I'm really happy for the company being part of Rooster Teeth. I think it's gonna help. I look at that video and I'm like, oh man, I would love to be in that video. That looks like so much fun. And I think, but I'm here in England. But then again, I think to myself, well, even if I was in America and I was still like a member, I still wouldn't be in that fucking video. I wouldn't be in that video at all. They would not have asked me to be in that video or invite me because I'm not a true creature. I never was, and I never will be. They never treated me as a full-on member. I was just an employee. Like, I was like the goblin in the fucking corner. Like, you know what I mean? I was never a full-on creature. I appreciate them flying me out to PAX. We went to E3 and stuff, but like everybody went to that shit. So it's not even me, whatever. But when it came to like actual like creature stuff, because when I signed up, the deal was, you know, I'm a proper creature. Like, this is a big deal. This doesn't happen very often. You're a new member, whatever. But no, like, essentially every employee there is technically a creature when I got out there. And that's when I was like, well, what the fuck, this isn't what I signed up for, like. But yeah, so I'll never be a creature. They never treat me like that in my opinion. They threw their power around, and they made it, like, known, like, oh yeah, I'm the boss of you kind of thing, which I fucking hated, because they're my friends, and it's just really weird, like, being told, like, don't do that. I have fucking flaws. I mess up all the time, and I do all this stupid shit, and the way I talk to people sometimes isn't good, but I also think, like, a lot of the problems I had weren't even problems to begin with, because a lot of the shit I would say or do is stuff they would do or say themselves, just not on camera or fucking on Twitter, or even then they would do shit which was worse than stuff I had done, yet they would never acknowledge they fucked up. So yeah, that's a big reason why I didn't enjoy it. I always bitch about it all the time. I always fucking, there was a point, like, when I was streaming all the time, I'd always get drunk and just say how much I fucking hated it. So I think it's about time I let it fucking die, because it's not helping anyone really. Like, I don't like being part of the group. I'm sure they don't like me being part of the fucking group anymore. So there's kind of no point really. I'll just give one more example of why I wanted to leave, and I wanted to leave really early on. And it was actually for PAX East. I assumed that I'd be on the fucking panel, because I was on the one before or whatever. And they're like, oh no, it's just us four, like, you know, the main, the owners. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, aren't I like a creature? Like, isn't that why you fucking brought me out here? Be like part of you guys, like the face of the company, like whatever. Because at that point, like, and it's like, I had to fight to be on a goddamn panel. I was like, well, why the fuck can't I be on this panel? Like, I want to get my name out there and be like, yeah, look, I'm part of the creatures, whatever. Like, I remember Jordan saying to me, and he went, you know, why are you begging to be on the panel? And I was like, I'm not begging to be on the panel, mate. I just feel I should fucking be there, seeing as you hired me to do this shit, and I want to be on it anyway. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, you don't see Joe or Spencer begging to be on the panel. And I was like, well, you know, aren't I a fucking creature or whatever? Like, I signed up because you rarely, like, add members or whatever. And he was like, no, like, everyone here is pretty much a creature. That was for me when I was like, okay, that's for me when things went downhill for me personally. I was like, oh man, this is shit. I don't want to be part of this. Like, this is stupid. James is always defending me with that kind of stuff, like panels and whatever. So if you ever watched this, like, I really appreciated that. They kind of made a bad decision because they, you know, they asked me to join this company and I joined it, but they clearly didn't watch any of my videos before they asked me to join. I don't know. It's honestly, it's almost affected me as a person now, because when I make videos, or when I, even just me in general, I feel like I always fucking question myself now. And I never used to before that shit. I knew exactly who I was, what I wanted to do, like what I was about. I fucking loved myself. And ever since I know, constantly being told, don't say this, don't do that. The thing that got me is that all these PRs and these people who work for these companies like Microsoft and whatever, they all really enjoyed me. They really enjoyed talking to me. I was really good at talking to people in the industry, having a drink, pitching ideas, whatever. And there's so many things that we could have done that never got made because I wasn't an owner. I couldn't make that decision. I could go talk to a guy and be like, oh yeah, put Creature Carl as a boss in your fucking game. And they'll love it. They're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But you know, it would never obviously happen. It would never go further than that because one, I haven't got the power to make that call. And like, secondly, I didn't give a shit anymore at that point. I was like, what's the point of me pitching all this stuff out and trying to make contacts with all these people and trying to help the company when no one else gives a shit? And I was really good at doing that stuff. Like, why would I want to change myself when people clearly outside of the office really like me? The bottom line is, I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to have to censor myself. I didn't want to have to be a fucking actor. I didn't want to have to be PC and just not be myself. I didn't aspire to be like any of the guys at the office. And I told us to them in the meeting. I didn't aspire to be like them. And I never will or never have. I figured it would be fun to join and hang out with my friends. That was my reasoning for joining, really. I am going to end on this because I feel like I've been talking way too much shit about them. So I want to focus on the positives. So positives, you know, I appreciate them flying me out there. They paid a shit ton of money to fly me out there. And, you know, they sorted my apartment out and stuff. And when I first moved out there, like, you know, they were really happy I was there, honestly. Like, we were going out all the time and we were doing social events. And I think that's probably the main reason why they let me be in there, was because I'd actually, like, get everybody out the fucking office and do social activities. Despite all the negative shit, we had a lot of good times. And there was some nights where I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And I think that's why I was so torn all the fucking time, because I hated the office. I hated being in there, and I hated the whole dynamic with the fucking owners, whatever. But outside of work, you know, and we would hang out at a bar or do this or go to whatever, I really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed hanging out with everybody, and we had fun. There were some great times. I appreciate the chance to be in the group. I appreciate them flying me out there. I appreciate everything they did for me. But at the end of the day, I didn't like how I was treated, and I just didn't enjoy it, and it made me miserable. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Alright, second thing I want to cover in this video is me quitting my channel. Now, I say quitting in quotation marks because I want to quit because it's just stressful, man. Like, the thing is, my channel is about 10% of my income, maybe, not even that. Like, it does well. Like, I can pay for my rent and I can pay for, like, it helps me, but it's not like a big deal, really. I do a lot of stuff on the side, and I have loads of other shit I do. Got my side hustle, like whatever. So I make a pretty good living, to be honest. However, I like the idea of my channel just like, you know, doing well, and then all the other shit I do just adds on top of it, because I'm a greedy piece of shit. So things as well is I put like way more time into my channel than like any of my other side stuff, which gets me like 20 times more money. So it makes no sense to continue doing all this shit. However, I realize I do want to do shit like that. I still like making videos for you guys, and I miss the passion, and I can't fucking speak today. I really miss having it as a hobby and having fun with my channel. And that's why recently I've just been uploading Cringe Factor and a bunch of random shit like that ASMR video, because I got inspiration and I wanted to put the video up there. So I'm looking at my channel as more of a hobby and, you know, fun, rather than looking at it as a job and cranking out fucking gameplay videos and whatever, because that's why I used to do gameplay, really. Like, it's fun, I don't really mind recording, but it's not like, I'm not super passionate about, you know, playing Binding of Isaac for 40 minutes and then uploading it. I don't really care. Like, I wouldn't watch that, so why should you? That's my mentality, at least. So, yeah, I'm quitting it in quotation marks, basically just looking at it as a hobby from this point on. I'm gonna try and move on, you know, to bigger, better things. I really want to get into acting, and I got a bunch of stuff I can do. Things should go well, I think. I've got a lot of motivation, and I feel really good. Especially now that, like, I've let all this creature stuff off my chest. I'm gonna fucking, like, you know, if I talk about it on Twitch, it causes all this shit on, like, Reddit or goddamn Twitter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's there in the open. It's on this video, and it'll blow over in, like, a week. Just how everything does in life. No one gives a fuck after a week, so it'll blow over. But yeah, so, and for people, you know, who are, I've seen some people, like, message me on, like, fucking YouTube and Twitter, like, oh, Dex, don't worry, like, so you're gonna quit YouTube and you can't make any money off it, but, like, it's so, like I told you, like, it's not a big deal, so my financial situation is completely fine. I'm actually doing a lot better than I was when I was in America, weirdly enough, with stuff like that, so I'm gonna worry about any of that shit, and I'm gonna worry about me, like, quitting YouTube in a sense where I'm completely just deleting my channel and never doing anything ever again. I'm just not gonna be cranking out videos and uploading stuff and try and do 2 videos a day or whatever the fuck. I'm just gonna upload whatever I want, whenever I want. But I do enjoy doing Cringe Factor, so I will do that as much as possible. But that's basically my situation for that. And that's the end of this video. That's been, Jesus Christ, that first part was so long. That's my explanation for my channel. As you can see, I feel quite good. I got that off my chest. It's all good. So people who would subscribe to me because I was part of the creatures and you don't want to watch my stuff anymore, that's completely fine. I understand if you know, unsubscribe and you don't care anymore, because that's just how it is, you know, when people are part of groups, you kind of watch them because they're in a group. For people who like my stuff and enjoyed my shit, then yeah, I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching all my stuff and sticking around. And so I just want to end on this note here, because I feel like this whole video, especially the first side, was very negative, and I talked a lot of shit. You know, at the end of the day, it was an experience. I went out there to America and I tried something, it didn't work out. Do I regret it? No, I don't. Like, as much as, you know, I probably should have stayed in London. I think my career would have thrived a little bit more if I was in London, because I feel like Joining the Creatures almost hindered my career quite a lot. However, I don't regret it. I had some good times, and I don't want everybody to look at this video like, oh, Creatures are a piece of shit, and, you know, Dex is a complete victim and blah, 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 because I don't think that's right. And I know I obviously said a lot of stuff, but that's just how it was, and that's facts. Even if I'm saying all that negative stuff before, don't take it too personally. I'm just letting everybody know why I left. Like, just because I'm talking shit about, like, a situation that happened or something that occurred, doesn't mean that's the person you are now, or if I have any beef now. It's just what it was at the time. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna end this video because I've been talking so much shit, and I'm done.